All right, so check it out. The truck is now ready. It's complete. I figured out what was wrong with the torsion bars. Here on this little hillside right here, I got a bit of an incline, so it doesn't show right here, but when I'm on a flat surface, the gap is the same on both sides. All right, so let's take a look and give a quick rundown of what is needed to do this job. All right, so what is needed is, man, I should probably get a flashlight. Let me get a flashlight. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is a upgrade front suspension out of what is a 6-lug 1-ton dually free floating axle truck, commonly found in Toyota motorhomes. 1986 and up, I believe, has that free floating axle that you see in the back. That's really the axle that you want. All right, so check out the history. Toyota manufactured semi-floating axles, 5 lugs with 2 wheels in the back. We call those Foolies in the mini dually community. And so those Foolies would break, and Toyota had a recall, and consequently Toyota ended up making these 1-ton free-floating axles, 6 lugs, commonly found in motorhomes, box trucks, and cab chassis trucks that Toyota manufactured. The best ones are like 1989 and up. All right, they're the same, but I know for sure, like 1989 and up, you're gonna get yourself the free floating axle. Okay, so now if you want to convert one of these first generation trucks into a 6-lug dually, you're gonna need the axle. Definitely get the rear leaf springs. You might need to adapt the flange in the back over there, right there where the rear differential mates with the drive shaft. You might have to adapt the flange from your original first generation pickup. Okay, so that takes care of the rear. The rear has been done for a while. The one that I wasn't sure how it was gonna work out was the front. And in order to successfully upgrade your front suspension, you will need the upper control arm, the lower control arm. You will need this strut rod, because the original one out of the 1980 has a different bolt pattern, so it won't mate up with the later model lower control arm. So you need this for sure. Okay, this tower or this bracket remains the same. So this is the original 1981. The only thing that was changed out was this. I think this whole kit came out of a 93 with some parts that I had to get from other vehicles because I didn't have it complete. Okay, what else? Torsion bars. That one was a surprise. I wasn't expecting, but I kind of anticipated. So anyways, torsion bars, you're gonna need the torsion bars. And let me bring you around this side here, around the back. And when you do get the torsion bars, make sure that you also get this piece right here, all right, and all of the hardware that goes into it. So there's like a screw that goes up in there. I don't know what those parts are called, but it basically presses it into the body of the truck. All right, so you want to make sure that you get all of the hardware with your torsion bars. All right, the shocks, you can see that blue shock right there is the same one out of the 1980. It fit fine. I replaced brakes. Okay, so your brake piston and caliper and your whole complete brake system, you're gonna need to replace. And sway bar, I got the sway bar out of that heavy duty truck, and the sway bar is bigger. So you're gonna need, I think it's like the 25 millimeter or 23 millimeter. When you order the sway bar bushings, you'll see that they come in 2 different sizes. It's the bigger size. So this is the actual real heavy duty one. All right, so the sway bar, you're gonna need your wheels. You're gonna need the set of wheels for it. I had to source the wheels as well. What else? Your spindles, obviously. Your spindles come with this huge adapter. The spindle actually sits back there. You can see the 2 colors, and then it's got this huge 6-wheel adapter that goes into it. 6-lug adapter, and it bolts onto the to the rotor, and then it has these lugs in it for this big lug pattern. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much all that's needed to do the upgrade. And so I hope that this video helps you, and happy pickings, happy sourcing parts for your truck. And all right, that's about it for now. All right, everybody, check it out. So I'm here with Craig. Say what's up, Craig.
What's up, guys?
And he's gonna help me replace this suspension, and we are upgrading to the 1-ton suspension out of a 1993-94 1-ton Toyota pickup into this 1980 Toyota pickup. So I don't know what kind of surprises we're gonna run into yet. I'm already starting to run into some hiccups here, just because I'm just going at it without really thinking it through, or at least I thought I was. But anyhow, that's what we're doing. So we're going to a 6-lug to match this wheel pattern that we got back there. All right, so stay tuned. check it out. So here we are, we're back at it again. Today I am going to remove this, pop that off, and then probably just unscrew these 3 guys and the whole spindle should come out. This tie rod needs to come out, and tie rod comes out, then we are ready for the torsion bar removal process. And I don't know what that's going to be like. We'll find out. So check it out. right, so we got the torsion bars broken loose, and one of them was a pain in the ass because I couldn't clear that impact wrench. The other one came out really quick. So now torsion bar's loose, ready to drop this guy right here, and this guy probably next right here. Yep, so let's go ahead and go. Give it a go. All right, check it out. So today is Friday, June the 28th, 2024. And in the last section or segment, you saw the removal of the suspension. So we are lower control arm, upper control arms out, torsion bars are out, and the steering components are set aside. So let me bring you around this side. Oh. All right, so here we are. We're back at it. I had to take a phone call, so I had to stop. But show you what's going on here. So I have the lower control arm. Lower control arm fits perfectly. It's a good fit. And this this bolt that runs through here is original with this control arm. I have the upper control arm in, and it also fits good. It's a good fit. What I am going to need though are torsion bars. The torsion bars that are part of the that came from this, I'm sorry, the torsion bars that were originally on this truck, 1980, are smaller. They don't fit in here. So that is something that I'm gonna have to figure out. I'm actually in the market looking for torsion bars. And the other one right here, I forget what this one's called. But this one right here, the bolt pattern is not the same. Let's see, on one side it lines up. I think that's lined up, and on this side it does not. Let's see, where's the bolt? Right here. And oh, actually it doesn't even reach. See that right there? Let's see if I can get a view from the bottom. There we are. Yep. Yeah, sorry, the view's not that great, but so the original one, point is that the original one out of the Toyota pickup 1980 doesn't fit, but I do have these guys from this kit that I purchased, so I know that I'm gonna have to replace these guys as well, so stay tuned. All right, today is July the 15th, Monday. And I had to take a pause for a while on this project because I needed some parts and I needed to source them. All right, so here we are, 1980 Toyota pickup. It was originally a half-ton pickup truck, and I am installing the 6-lug 1-ton dually. And let me explain to you the challenges that I ran into. Okay, so the first one was, okay, so in order to do this upgrade, I needed the whole set of upper control arms, lower control arms, and spindles. That's like the core necessity there, okay? So I had the upper control arms, lower control arms, spindles, brakes, and I had these strut bars also from the 1-ton, so from the donor vehicle. So this one that has this, the original Toyota, the original one is a 5-lug, smaller bolt pattern, smaller bolts. This is lighter duty. All right, so the original strut bars out of that half-ton 1980 did not fit the lower control arm here. It attaches to the lower control arm here. So I did need also the strut bars out of the 1-ton. Okay. Then the other challenge that I had was that these guys here, that right there is the torsion bar. So these don't have springs, they have torsion suspension. And the original control arms, sorry, not the original control arms, the original torsion bars did not fit into the upgraded control arms. So I got me some torsion bars, but then the challenge that I had was that out of this 1 ton 6 lug control arm setup, upper and lower, this piece right here, I don't know what this is called, but it's where the torsion bar goes into. It's got splines, and this is like the female end, and the torsion bar, of course, is the male end. Okay, so the torsion bar's splines did not mate with the 1 ton this piece right here. Damn, I need to find out what that piece is called. So fortunately, the control arms, when I got them, the donor ones, had this and also the little things that attach to the frame in the back. So I was able to just reuse these. So moral of the story is if you get torsion bars, make sure you get them complete with all the accessories. That's this piece right here. Make sure that the bolt pattern lines up to your lower control arm, because that could also stop everything. All right, so that was pretty much it. The surprises were torsion bars, strut bars, and everything else is bolted up nicely. The ball joints, upper and lower ball joint, those guys out of box, brand new, just whatever I could find, the cheapest ones, nothing special. But they did have to come out of a, I believe it's like 89 through 94 Toyota pickup. So just know that these control arms, upper and lower, when you need to replace ball joints in the future, they're not going to just be the 1980 Toyota pickup. You got to find these ball joints for like an 89 and up. Make sure you look for the 1 ton setup. Okay, what else? So my shock bolted right up. This is the shock that was originally in the 1980, so that was reusable. Next, I'm gonna capture in time lapse the assembly of the driver's side. So this is the passenger side. My driver's side, where we at with it, we have just mocked it up. It's not fully assembled. I think it's like hand tight or maybe just a little bit tight. So the steering, yeah, you see, so it's hand tight. Steering is in. I need to tighten these guys up, remove this. This is just tape to protect it from when I was painting it. And then assemble the spindle, pack the bearings with grease, put the seal on the back side of the spindle, drop the spindle in, tighten it up. So I'll capture all of that as I reassemble all of this. I think as far as I'm gonna get today is installing the 2 spindles. I might get to install the brake calipers. I'm not sure. Hopefully that'd be nice, but I gotta tighten all of this shit up. I gotta make sure that it's nice and tight. And then once spindles are in, I wanna take a measurement, probably from the top of the spindle. I'll show you that also as well. A measurement from the spindle to like some sort of reference point, so that way I could torque down my torsion bars. Remember, torsion bars were a bitch. Torsion bars, so that way I get an even height before I set it back down. Of course, I'm gonna have to go back in there and try that out again. So stay tuned. Here goes. Oh shit, I'm recording.
All right, so check it out. I've assembled the hub. Sorry, I've packed the bearings with grease. That's the rear bearing, got a new seal on it, and the front facing bearing is in there, packed with grease now. So I'm gonna take this back over there and start assembling. All right, so here we got it put back together. Spins nice and freely, nice and straight, and all the cotter pins are put in, and it's all tightened down pretty damn tight. I don't have torque specs on it, so I'm just going with good force. And all right, so next I'm gonna install the brake calipers. I'll probably start on one side, and then once I have a good idea of what I'm doing, I'll start recording the other side. So stay tuned for the next video. Right, so here we are, we're back at it again. Today is July the 27th. I had to take a couple of weeks off for some other things, but here is where we are at. So we have the brake caliper assembled. Brake pads are in there, and brake line, flexible brake line is in. Shock is in. I still have to figure this piece out. It is binding on the transmission, as you could see right there. See how it, let me focus there, and it binds on the transmission. So I'm hoping that once I lower the truck and the weight pushes this thing more up, it'll have the clearance, but we'll see. So if not, I'll just have to take out this heavy duty torsion bar and no, sorry, not torsion bar, sway bar, and put the original one back in. I am thinking that maybe it's because of the shape of the transmission, but I'm not sure. Anyhow, I'm not gonna worry too much about that at this time. Okay, so ball joints are in, upper control arm, lower control arm is in. So this is what it looks like assembled. This side is ready to bleed out the brakes. I need to assemble the other side so that way it seals up the circuit, the brake circuit, and then we can start bleeding it out. So now that I know how this all went back in, let me start capturing a recording of the other side as I assemble the other side without hiccups. right, check it out. Today is Sunday, July 28th, and I got it about 98% put back together. Now, the one challenge that I'm having is ride height. See here, I could get 4 fingers in there. Now, come over to this side, I could barely get 1 finger in there. And so I already went in here and I messed with the torsion bars, and what's happening is that on the driver's side, the torsion bar has no torsion on it, and it sits really high. I don't know why. I think I'll tell you what I think it is, but let me show you here. And then on this side, the torsion bar is cranked all the way up. I even actually stripped the bolt from how much I cranked it. Fortunately, I have an extra one, so I could replace it. But it sits really low on this side, but this one's cranked all the way up. It sits really high on this side, and this one has no cranking into it. It's like I could probably turn it by hand. So what do I think it is? I think that the indexing of the torsion bars, maybe these used ones weren't from the same truck. They told me they were. They're as a set, but they're just not indexing the same. So looks like I'm gonna have to remove the whole torsion setup. Okay, remove all the torsion bars all over again, check them out, maybe re-index passenger side or driver side. I don't know, I gotta do more research. By removing one of the splines and then putting it back together, man, that's a fucking pain in the ass. I really don't want to do that. But now the challenge that I'm having here with this is my sway bar, front sway bar, right there where my finger's at. This is the higher side. The bolt doesn't reach all the way up to the top. Let me see if I can get a better shot of that. Yep. So it sits like right below the sway bar, so I can't clear it in order to torque it down. Why? Because this thing is so low. Right, the control arm is a lot lower. Whereas on this side, I was able to hand tighten it in there, and it's only hand tight. Yeah, so that's because this is the lower side, it reaches the sway bar a little easier. So the question about the sway bar, it clears it. It clears it. You could see down there, the sway bar clears the transmission. So we're good on the sway bar, but I got to figure out this ride height situation in order to get that sway bar to work. So that's it for now. I'll keep you posted.